Alright, everyone, we're back with a blistering episode of the Raiders Rambles. I am Jolt, your chief host of the show, and joining me, as always, is my co host, Noble.
Good morning, and insert evil cartoon villain laugh.
Ah, man, if I had a prepared laugh track ready or something like that, that would have just been right on cue.
Unfortunately, I didn't get enough sleep, so I couldn't do it myself.
Oh, I don't know. I think you actually do have a very good maniacal laugh. It's perfect. Every single time you do it, it just
I just
clicks.
like the energy.
Followed by a cough. Sorry. There we go. That's as good as an impression of an evil laugh as you're gonna get. Anyway, joining us as always, we have Evira.
All right. Hello, everyone. Your resident orange bad candy corn doggo here. Happy Friday. Yeah, I think I did miss last week, but I'm back now, so it's all good. Hope everyone's doing all right. You're chilling, having some good vibes, despite of the horrific events that occurred this last week. My goodness, what a tragedy. But aside from that, just, I'm keeping on moving on. So let's get into it, man.
Yeah, that's all we can really do. Like, when
Uh,
when tragedy hits, you just have to roll with the punches and keep pushing on. Really, that's it.
That's tough.
But as we all know, like from tragedy comes a lot of good things to boot as well. And I swear, you may say whatever you want, but this tragedy seems to have been the gift that keeps on giving. Right, because as I was about to say, like I was kind of light on what happened last week, other than having to give a moment, other than giving a moment of silence to Charlie Kirk, rest in peace. The gift that keeps on giving is that we have found the nature of the killings. Ooh,
Ooh.
ooh. First and foremost, no dragons, please. Hello. Thank you for stopping by. Good things from tragedy. The internet proves otherwise.
I would
Ah,
say a good thing that happened from this is that it really did unify America in a more positive way. A lot of people came forward. It really showed the evil of the Democrat Party, and it showed that, you know, there is evil and we can overcome that. It also did help Turning Point USA tremendously. Their numbers surged. And
yes,
Charlie's message is now a legacy that is cemented in American culture. Like,
yes.
there's that, you know?
And another good thing I will mention is that Charlie's witness for our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ will endure. And I've seen and heard a lot of people, they said, "Oh, I'm going to church and picking up the Bible for the first time ever." I felt this
Yep.
magnetic pull to go and to follow Charlie's footsteps, and so forth and so forth. It's it's truly a marvel.
It is.
Now, but the gift that we are more interested in talking about is the nature of the beast. And as we have now found, it is now publicly known, the killer is among us. And what we mean by that, the killer is a furry.
Yeah. This is something that in the early days, like, because this only happened, what, 9 days ago, right? September
Yeah,
10th?
give
Yeah,
or
9 days.
take.
So there was some weird speculation that, he was into the whole trans radicalism and on all that. But once the messages on the bullets came out, things got very strange because one of those
Oh,
that was talked about, of course, was the notices bulges. Oh whoa, what's this? Which is something that
and that
furries commonly use.
and that
No,
was
yeah,
the
I know it's
first
fucked up to
the
say.
bullet that landed the
That
killing
was the
blow.
bullet that was still in the chamber that landed and killed Charlie. Yeah, that one. And then he even mentioned it himself. The fucking the killer. He said, "Oh, I swear, if they say that on the news, I'm gonna lose it," or something like that. He was enjoying it, of course. which is kind of bonkers. But I mean, hell, if you were a psychotic, demon like this guy, of course he'd find this to be hilarious because that's what the press is going
Avira,
to say. Yeah.
once details had finally sort of cemented out and things had been made public, my response to the whole situation was, there's a surprise.
Right, like who could have seen that one coming?
Mhm.
Like of all things, a
A
furry
Yeah.
psychotic, unhinged furry turning around and killing somebody they don't like. The amount of times I have seen furries say or make statements or joke about killing somebody that they don't agree with has been endless. So someone actually doing this wasn't it's not going. No, it was something inevitable. The
You're
more
right.
you turn around and promote that sort of thing, the more likely it's going to happen. And I don't know if you want to call this part fortunate or unfortunate, but it turns out they killed the wrong person.
Yeah, they did. I've seen plenty of videos of these smug people on TikTok saying, it didn't even matter. No one's even going to care about his death. Meanwhile, there's all over the world vigils. It's incredible, the kind of movement that he's really inspired.
But if you
Yeah.
want to if we distill down to a simple fact, killing somebody, it's not the answer. It is a bad idea. Because currently, the person who decided to go out for a little bit of a stroll and then go bang, bang, bang is looking at the death penalty. So if you are hoping to live for, several decades, yeah, you kind of lost that. And two, you have a good, strong possibility of radicalizing a group of people who generally aren't. And for anyone who's still delusional, that's happened. It's not killing people is naughty, naughty, naughty. It's that killing the wrong person may fuck you 3 ways from Sunday. Don't do it. It's like coward punches. If the person dies, you got a little bit of a problem. So, simple
it definitely did not end up the way they thought.
Don't joke about it. And if you think killing somebody is the only way to move forward, especially if you've only heard things about them, then sorry to say, but if you're one of those anti-fascists, grab a mirror and take a good long look, because the very person that you absolutely hate is staring back at you.
Well said. Yeah, that's that's true in so many ways, dude. The hatred, the vitriol is there, and it's also the celebrations too, amongst the furry community specifically. Now, this did come out that he was dating. I love how in the media they keep calling him the boyfriend. He's a man wanting to be a woman, but he's in the furry scene. Now, I don't know if this person has a fursona, if they're active on Fur Affinity or Telegram or Twitter or any of that. I don't know anything about that. If they have like a character, I'm sure if they're a furry, they do, right? So what is it?
I think so. It's like it
All
is
right.
Right?
Here is the thing.
So where is
It is
that?
a natural progression into the furry partner that you would eventually, develop a character, a persona of your own, if you will.
Yeah,
But as it
So
stands
is she
right
a furry
now,
or not?
when people found, like, we're basically following the trail of socials that this person had, we ended up, people ended up finding his Fur Affinity account, which seemed to have nothing on it. Alas. So one makes you think that this person is either A, in the early footsteps of being a furry, B, a poser who basically was getting into this stuff just because it looked, all this thing, and it had it was so friendly towards his, ideology. Because let's face it, currently a lot of furries are majority hard left. Yeah.
It's been hijacked,
Or
It's been hijacked.
something else. So it just makes you wonder, and this is where the thing that does keep on giving. Like, you may think what it is. Like, maybe he's a pretender. Maybe he's legitimately a furry without, or he's just in the closet because he doesn't, he's not all in yet with, the furry closet. Not all in yet with a persona and that. But here's where things really, really go in. And I think this dude is it. He's furry through and through. Is that they have found his search history and stuff.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Of course they would. Well, he's been cooperating with police, so I'm sure he's going to hand over everything. But it seems like the text messages were weird, but I don't know.
So I just want to clarify something here. But as far as I understand, there are two individuals. One individual, I don't know if they were aware, but they were an older individual, and they sort of went screaming about how, oh, I shot.
Yeah.
And then there's also the partner.
Yeah. So there's a couple of individuals here in the story. Yes, one was the killer, Tyler Robinson, who is a furry. Second is the trans partner that he's with, Lance Twiggs, which is the person that they're probably like enamored with, and so forth. And Tyler Robinson was the one that said that. Yeah, he was the one who said it. Oh, I shot. Now,
Look, here's the thing that really irritates me about the whole partner thing. The only things I've seen in the news about the partner, other than photo, the full name, a bunch of their personal details, is the fact that they were fully cooperating with the authorities.
Yeah, the partner was was fully cooperating with the authorities. The killer, not so much. No,
my issue is
yes,
that because the partner was cooperating, there's no reason to publicly announce who they were, show the public who they are. There's no reason. If they're cooperating, let them have their anonymity to the whole situation, because this could blow up for them later on down the track. It's like, oh, you're the person who was banging the shooter. So just no, they're cooperating. They're a third party, and as far as I've been able to see in the news, they didn't have any direct connection with the actual event. So it's like turning around and finding someone who... Well, look, years ago, there was this incident where someone died a week before an event, and the internet decided to tag them as one of the killers or the killer. And it didn't make any sense. And this was the Boston Marathon bombing, by the way. So if someone's disconnected from an event, don't label them.
Okay. The boyfriend's not disconnected, though. Like, he confessed to her that moments after doing the shooting. Like, this person's definitely directly involved.
Right, it makes him a person of interest.
The text messages and everything.
Yes, right, a person of interest, but they didn't have anything direct. Plus, they've also been... They haven't been hiding anything from the police, and they've been cooperating. So that's my argument.
I guess. But he did shoot him because of the whole radical trans ideology, and of course that does tie into all the furries that were celebrating on Twitter and crap.
Believe that there was some stuff that Kirk was saying was irreconcilable and all that according to the killer's viewpoints. But
yeah, he said some things cannot be negotiated. Yeah. What are you talking about? They can't be negotiated. Man, World War III has been averted because leaders have talked on the phone to stop with their nuclear weapons and shit. What do you mean?
I wouldn't be so sure about that just yet, though. We're going to wait.
I'm just that's over the years. Yeah. I'm just saying.
I know what you mean, but that's neither here nor there right now.
And as Noble was saying earlier, he was only 22 years old. He threw his whole life away. And for what?
Yeah.
Like, for what?
Yeah, for what?
What a monster.
Now. Okay, we're going to get back into this whole sidetrack thing and see, okay, this dude is a furry for real. Of course. Now, the article from Daily Mail, Charlie Kirk suspects disturbing secret kinks. Sickening cache of porn searches revealed his pedophile friend and quote-unquote furry shades of gay game.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no. How are furries going to defend this? How are they going to defend it?
I'm kind of sad it wasn't Second Life, to be honest.
Well, the kids have moved on to VR chat, but then again, let's be real. Okay.
Do you think most furries really are celebrating this guy? Like most of them overall? I'd really like to think that's not the case.
Only the lunatics in the asylum called Blue Sky seem to be, to start with. And of course, there's a lot of the people I've seen, like, they're celebrating on TikTok, celebrating on all that other stuff. A lot of other dingos making lefty games have been celebrating as well, media and all that. But furries, oh man, yeah. So,
Like, is it more proportional? I guess not.
I don't know. Like, I avoid Blue Sky like the plague, as everyone rightly should. And I find
Yeah, good point.
And I find it absolutely hilarious that Blue Sky had to reactively tell people not to celebrate it or they'll be banned, and in a reaction that one could argue is entirely done for damage control purposes.
Yeah, they're only a week late. Gee, maybe I shouldn't be celebrating murder. I don't know. Domestic terrorism. Probably not a good idea. I don't know.
Yes. Now here's the thing. I won't show what it is on the article, like some of the questionable content that the Daily Mail and other articles seem to have put up. But yes. Actually, no. You know what? I'm gonna show it all in. Like, here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. A normie looks at this article and sees a lot of the lewd content that furries makes. How are they gonna react to all of this?
Oh, they're going to be appalled and disgusted. Oh, furries did this. Gross.
Shock, horror, disgust, probably throw up.
Right. And they say, it's a group of degenerates and the fetishists who produce, murderers.
Yep, psychos, people that think that they're animals. It's all they're going to lump us all together with all the trans, all the wackos. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. All the fetishists. That's what they're going to think.
Because unfortunately, that's what the furry community is.
Not always, but I was going to say, unfortunately, it's kind of become that way a little bit. There's a lot of pockets that have been. It's slowly been being corrupted and hijacked. Sadly, it's becoming more hard to defend it. It is. I mean, at the core, I love anthropomorphism and what the fandom used to be about that. Not all this sick stuff. But that's what normal people are going to see articles like this and be like, oh my God, he's a furry. What the fuck? Yeah, that's what they're all going to think that shit.
And a lot of stuff too, like they found that the Crafton 24/7, whatever, the Tyler's account, basically seems to have followed some other furry artists who have gone and drawn some really really lewd content and stuff.
I have to admit, the name should give it all away.
Wait, what name? Which one? I can't see it from here.
The Red Rocker.
Red Rusker. Oh yeah. Like, I mean, I had an old friend contact me and wonder what the heck it was all about. But yes, if you don't know, Red Rusker is very infamous for a lot of others. A lot of.
I've never heard the name before, but just the title sort of.
Look at the freaking banner that's on his Fur Affinity page. Red Rusker, Patreon, 18+ raunchy gay furry kink art.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, there you go. That's a lot of it.
Sorry, I can't help but laugh at that.
And then of course, like a lot of questionable fetishy art, and of course, just makes you wonder,
No, it doesn't. It's look. If you go into Fur Affinity, you will definitely run if that's your first sort of impression of the furry community. Because
yes,
holy shit, some of the stuff that gets submitted there.
Yep.
Yeah. And is this the kind of mainstream media we need? Maybe a wake-up call, I'm thinking.
Perhaps.
Because something's got to... Right?
I'm just laughing at this because the fact is we have a furry that did this thing, and now the entire fandom is going to be under a lot of scrutiny, a lot of bad publicity now, and it's just, dude, how are they going to defend this? How are they going to get themselves in hand?
Well, first off, you'd have to change the way everything is. So owning it is the first thing. And second, stop acting like English soccer fans, for fuck's sake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but I don't. There is no reason for some idiot to go to a furcon and start smearing feces all over the walls. Something we brought up before. There's
Right,
no
right.
need to go
Yeah.
protesting in your fursuit. You know, furry initially was something separate from everything else in your life. And as I've said before, if you can make money, doing furry stuff, great. But don't incorporate it with everything about who you are, because then there's no way to there's no distinguishing yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. And
I mean,
that does happen a lot with trans too, or like the ideological radicalism we see, even furries too.
one of the things I absolutely love is the fact that we've had so many people attack individuals in our group. There was this one woman who turned around and made an apology video for simply joining the Raiders chat. That was it. There was this useless comment on Twitter. I can't remember. I don't think I saved it, but basically somebody was asking how do they clean themselves from being in the Raiders. And the comment was about how there's no way to wash the blood off your hands.
Whoa! Whoa! Blood now.
Yeah, so to say that there are extremists out there is, well, it's not lying. Actually, it's more truth than anything else.
Especially in our fandom, we've been attacked like crazy. Like for fucking what? It's bonkers, man.
And
I'm not trying to be all victim or whatever, but like, what the fuck?
You know what's so crazy about this? Like, sidetrack a little bit, but I think, and I see your points. They're all like they're dead on. Like, and what makes you wonder if the furry is basically going to be a cloistered thingo for a new home for for all those crazies, an asylum, if you will, because they've had messages saying saying that no to people who are like the Charlie Kirks of the world, like no patriots, no right wingers, no Christians, and then one piece like you look at the message and it's like you look at it and this is one of those things you take it at face value and then what? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think the fandom's gonna split?
I mean,
honestly,
well, the fandom's never been a cohesive group. You just have small piles of people, some bubbles larger than others.
Yeah,
and they're just
I would say it's real. Now that it's become especially more mainstream, I would arguably say that there is a general consensus of what it is to be in the community. Overall, I would say that, especially after it's been hijacked by the left. There's definitely an overall mindset for sure.
Yeah, but there's no real cohesiveness. There's no glue that really just holds it together, like apart from the whole, love of anthropomorphic material. But
I'm honestly hoping that
at its core.
I'm hoping moving forward, people tend to speak out more against individuals who jokingly talk about killing people.
And a lot more we shall
see.
That's
not right.
Well, previously, you've had people turn around and they've either been given support or very few individuals have said, yeah, no, I'm not dealing with this. And unfortunately, those who talk against killing other people, at least in the furry community, are usually the ones shunned. It's like, oh, how can you say that? Oh, this is just... No, it's not. Now, I personally love pointing out things people are doing that could end up getting them killed. And I've had people go off at me about that. It's like, and what happens if they do end up dying because of their stupidity? But...
Yeah. Now, I want to know, yes, there's a lot more to this because now the ramifications of all this are now slowly beginning to being rippled into the furry community at large after all this. So, here's another one here, ABC4. Utah furry communities face harassment after now it's founded. This was claims that Kirk's shooting suspect is a furry. it's now found a claim. Yes, it was a thing over its time when information was trickling in. I get it, but now it's dude, it's legit. The guy's a furry. Okay, end of. So
My question regarding the whole Utah thing: how integrated was the actual shooter in the furry community itself? This is something that
That's
needs
what I
to
was
be
asking earlier.
focused on by a lot of people when it comes to going off the fucking rails. Whether or not this individual was like a pillar in the community, in the furry community in that area, was he well known? Was he just sort of like if someone is a side individual that sort of just loiters around a little bit, then it's generally not going to be like a big thing. It's just someone off to the side. If this is someone, as I said, a pillar, then there's definitely well, what the hell's going on here? Sorry, Joel.
Well, that would matter for us, but for the normies, it doesn't matter. All they hear is the word furry, and that's automatically clickbait. So for them, it's fine. But for us,
Yeah.
I'm more. Yeah, I'd be more curious too. Like, what was his persona? Like, what did he go to conventions, and does he have artwork out there somewhere? Like, who was he? You know,
yeah, like
that's what
all
I'm
that
kind of
sort of
curious
thing.
about. But he was
Like
only
what
22. He
what
probably hasn't been in the fandom for that long.
like what's his psychological profile and all of that. Those are questions of interest. Yeah,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
community
You can
involvement.
tell a lot by a persona.
Yeah, and community involvement and all of that. Right. So in this case, the United Utah Furry Fandom U2F2 Utah Furry Group, and they released a statement condemning the spread of conspiracy theories following the harassment they've been facing. Another Utah Furry Group, Southern Utah First, has made their social accounts private due to that. So they've been facing a lot of, harassment, and that they've had to cancel events due to the threats that have been leveled at them. Including one at FanX Salt Lake Comic Convention. And so,
Oh, did they elaborate on those threats? Like threats by who? Normal
right,
people,
like
or
nobody really says, like, because it's just general statement, threats and harassment, but there's no
okay.
specific emails or DMs or whatever that they've been linked here. And
Okay.
so here's what they've said. Southern Utah Furs said they have no connection to Tyler Robinson or his partner, and neither individual has ever been a member of our group or attended any of our events. Recent events,
Huh.
recent claims circulating are false. Our community is focused on creating a safe, inclusive, and positive environment for members of the furry fandom in Southern Utah. We strongly condemn the spread of misinformation and attempts to associate our group. Okay, right. Here's the thing. Okay, so the guy wasn't involved in any of the local groups. Okay, I get that.
Mhm.
Now,
Well, yeah.
here's what I want to know. Okay, so you can't really do the whole spread of misinformation. Okay, yeah. Now I think it's the whole with all of this that's happened. Like now that the killer's a furry and all of that, and all the news articles have found his particular interests made it public. Yeah, people are gonna think furries equals degenerate killers and all that stuff. And so
Well,
they'll like kind of
unfortunately,
people,
if
yeah.
any Antifa furry out there on Twitter, well, unfortunately, if you look at their Twitter posts, you'd have to kind of agree with that statement.
Yeah, or like even anybody
There's a
with
lot of them.
on Blue Sky. Yes, there's no shortage of them.
There's too many. Yeah, it is kind of spooky. And I would like that's what I was asking earlier. You think overall, do most furries feel either happy or upset about the situation? I would like to think most feel. I mean, this is bad to say, but most of them would feel upset about this. Seeing this young guy just getting shot down like that. But I would like to hope that most furries are not celebrating, but I think a significant number are,
Yeah.
and that's
Vera,
a
that's
problem. So
unfortunately the way I feel too.
Hmm.
yeah, so it's hard to defend that. Like what do you say? Like shit, yeah, I guess that. I mean, I'm a furry, but do I identify with those wackos? No. Like so, how do you mitigate that? It's tough.
You can't.
That's no. No, that's why it's going to be an item of interest to see, like how are they going to do how the furry group, local groups and all that, why the community going to, navigate their way through this, Boombox is asking
Yeah.
how are they going to navigate this?
I will mention though,
Now,
he did, at least this is an article I read, that he drove 3.5 hours from where he lived to get to that event. So maybe he's not involved with the local communities in that area, but maybe somewhere else.
Right, the
Possibly.
killer at large drove all the way down to Utah Valley University and all of that.
you want to know what's funny
Yeah.
for me
Yes.
in
What?
real life is that I met somebody and she told me not to associate with the local fur community or the local anime community because both were equally fucked in the head. I was told whatever I do not. And years later, I found out just how fucked in the head they are. So personally, I really do hope that the furries down here are in a lot of heat because of this shit. Not to mention some of them are posting some really nasty shit online. So
Yeah, I mean, right now, all eyes are going to be on Furry because of what the killer did.
just hope you haven't made any posts about, killing people or, mass murder.
Or celebrating on people's deaths that you particularly dislike for any reason due to disagreements in belief or otherwise. I don't know.
Yeah, desecrating vigils and or memorials,
Yeah.
doing all
Antifa
that
shit.
horrific nonsense.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Sum it all up.
Okay.
I mean, calling yourself a terrorist too is probably not going to go down so well at this point, but whatever. Stab.
Yeah. So another funny thing that we've had to that has been highlighted is among all this is, of course, the fundamental question, like after the discovery, like what is a furry? Because now you found that a lot of news outlets have had to go on and describe all of these, and that's why like you've had sites like WeOn, like a leading news agency in India with a massive population. Like, imagine
Oh
them trying
no.
to tell their population of 1 billion people who probably who very largely have no idea what the heck a furry is, and or like some of them are like in tribes and third world living arrangements and what have you. Interesting
Mhm.
times.
Dude, you know what it's really funny about this? How many times has the media had to redefine what a furry is or introduce the world to furries again because of some kind of weird ass incident? Like, how many times has this actually happened? A few times by now.
Oh yeah. I remember the early
Yeah.
ones like the CSI episode, Fur and Loathing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and just other times too, like whenever crimes are involved or whatever, like
Yeah.
Dr. Phil and all that shit. They have to introduce the concept to the public over and over. And now news outlets are saying this, like mainstream everyone. Oh my god.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
global
this does not look
especially,
good.
it's gone as far
Yeah,
as like
India.
friggin' India and all of that. It's nuts.
Goodness.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, furry, what is that? They dress up as animal. Very, very good for them. Very crazy, crazy people there in America. They dress as dog. You're not a dog. You silly, silly man. For you. Oh man.
Oh man, that's perfect. Yes, but and there's
And
the
if y'all
thing
want to
too,
call
like
me racist, it's a fucking joke. Chill.
yeah. But you know
So
what?
dumb.
Like, it's good impression work, and now it's just so hilarious because all of this, and now all the news agencies now have to talk about the elephant in the furry room, which is all the over fascination with like degenerative content, sexual content, and all of that other stuff, fetish content, you name it.
And
Yeah.
that's what they're gonna see. See, that's the bad thing too, because that's not why I would like to say. Hopefully, most normal furries don't join the fandom really for. But it's out there. It exists, of course. But this just looks really bad. Because as soon as they're only talking negatively about it. That's the thing too. But there's only negative things to say in this situation. They're not going to go on the news and say, well, yeah, here's a furry, but the furries are actually a very welcoming and nice community and blah, blah, blah. They're not going to say that. They're not. They're going to be like, yo, the guy was a fucking furry. He was a whack job and he's a murderer. He's a fucking psycho. That's what they're going to. Oh, by the way, furries are also fetishists that dress up as animals. That's what they're going to say on the news. So there you go. This didn't help at all.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Look,
Fucking
another one
yikes.
here. Another one here. Zero Hedge. I've got to share this with you quickly here.
Yeah.
They've had to think of this. Zero Hedge, New York Post. New York Post confirms that federal agents are investigating, all this stuff. We have a pro-trans online groups, furries with sexualized animal obsessions. Another type
Yep,
of
there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
There's your headline. Oh my
had,
god.
Oh, can you scroll down a little bit?
Yeah, they're wondering if they had advanced knowledge of the plot to kill Charlie Kirk.
Some might have. I'm sure he didn't
And
keep
then
it to
just makes
himself.
you wonder if, imagine this now. All eyes are on Furry now, and now government agencies, especially FBI and all that, are gonna be looking at this and see if, God forbid, the furry fandom is harboring terrorists in their midst. Trying to plot and kill conservatives and Christians and right wingers and all of that, and cause terror amongst America.
Regarding the whole
Literally? Yeah.
police investigation thing and like whatever security services there are for each country out there, I feel sorry for the agents that have to go through all this stuff.
Right.
Yeah, they're poor souls.
Well, no, their mental health is probably going to take a huge decline just from some of the literal batshit crazy stuff that's out there.
Scrolling through for affinity profiles, their favorites, and
look, if you want to have a mental breakdown, just like bring up the Fur Affinity main page and just hit refresh every few minutes.
And not to mention the imagine, I get you, if you're investigating and you have to look into the thing and you're going to be bombarded with phrases like, oh, whoa. Yeah, that'll do a number on your mental well-being. Oh, man. Yeah, that's shocking.
I'll be honest. It was fascinating to see just how broad the shootings caused. I mean, the Linux community's been in a bit of an uproar lately because of Antifa. Mm-hmm. Trump decided to turn around and list Antifa apparently as a terrorist organization. So, yeah.
Yeah. That was a big deal. I can't believe he actually did that. That's crazy. It's going to be difficult to pinpoint leadership, but they have organized cells. But yeah, I guess if they're flying the flag, if they're using the iconography, if they could be arrested for terrorism. Yeah,
I love the fact
would make
that
sense because they are terrorists.
It's honestly fascinating just to understand that people who claim to be anti-fascist are probably the fascist people around.
Yeah. The violence, especially. It's very scary. I would feel safer next to an actual fascist than one of the Antifa guys. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know. I've never actually met a real fascist before, an actual goose-stepping Nazi, whatever the crap, but whatever. Apparently they exist everywhere, and they're all over the place, and if you sneeze the wrong way, you're a Nazi too, so whatever. I guess that's the way the world is. But yeah, making them a terrorist organization. So if you see all these furries celebrating that have their Antifa, dude, I've seen fursuits that have the arrow, the 3 arrow symbols, the Antifa symbols, embedded in their fursuits. I've seen Antifa furs, whatever the fuck. They're all over the place.
Yeah, and it's so weird, because the moment after that, after the death of Kirk, I saw one big Antifa fur, basically, a well-known Antifa fur, basically celebrate on this, and sickeningly, what, pull out a crowdfund this to in the name of supporting gay furry porn artists and all of that.
Jesus,
and of course, that only went so well for them. But yes, it's crazy too. And apparently, we have found. Okay, we seem. Yeah, it's just crazy. Now,
how can we defend this? I can't.
They can't. Now we got a couple of live comments as well. Roger Smith. This will be the messiest, darkest PR the furry community will ever get. It's going to be much worse. Yeah, before it gets better. Yep. And of course, you know what? Do you think cons will have to step up security for the coming months? The more stories released on Robinson being a furry, the more the public is going to hate us.
Oh, definitely.
That's a good point, but I'd be concerned about not just the public, like the outside public, more concerned about from within. If you're a conservative furry, be careful. Because now they're emboldened. Now they think it's okay to use violence if they think you're an evil Nazi, racist, bigot, whatever. Like now, I feel bad for the normal conservative furries out there that are afraid to be in these public spaces where they could be a target. I don't think the threat's coming from the outside. It's more from within the community. At least if you're going to cons.
Right.
Yeah.
I
That's what I
mean,
think is
there's
happening.
that one too, but there's more, on the inside, yes, you've got, you're worried that you're going to be harassed inside, convention space because you have the wrong, wrong belief alignment and all that. That's one thing.
Yeah.
And of course, and the you've got the leaders of the organizers of said events are going to probably turn a blind eye to this because, a lot belief alignment and all
Mhm.
that. So, but from an internal perspective, that's really not an issue that more security can really solve. From an external perspective, people finding out that furries are all this and all bad and all of that, and they think that normies are gonna protest at a furcon visit because they're the kind of people responsible for murdering Kirk. Then yeah, that's the big question mark, isn't it?
I can't see that happening because if there were to be a protest, there would have to be some kind of idea behind it. Like they'd have to know what they're actually protesting. So it would not be right wingers protesting. Like what are they going to do? Stand outside with picket signs? No furries in this town. You're not going to see that. No. Like I highly doubt it. I highly doubt you'd ever see anything like that, like ever. And this isn't like the '90s anymore. With like Christian mothers and shit. You're not really seeing that too much.
We're more likely also going to just have the extreme parts of the general community taking issue with this.
Oh, maybe like contracts, like they don't want a convention in their town.
It's just more the unhinged.
Something like that.
It's more the unhinged individuals that want to find some reason to go out and commit violence.
Yeah. So again, I'd say this is a lot of this stuff is just going to boil over internally rather than externally. So,
I think
but
so.
you know what though, I got a funny thing to share with you, unrelated but just funny. Little sticker. Animal Man, go home.
I like that one.
Wait, is it pony artwork in the background?
Yeah, turns out that bronies seem to have some animosity towards furries, but I will unironically get myself those stickers and just that.
Yeah, they're pretty funny.
Yeah, but it's
right there. What else we got?
I think the whole fallout of this is just it's been wild. I'll just say this: like you've got people basically revealing the contents of their true character as it is, and and in doing so, they've just they've gone fired, they've gone fingered, they've gone shunned, as it rightfully should be.
Yeah, and now they're yelling cancel culture. How dare you? They're freedom of speech. Yo, no, it's not the same, okay? It's not the same. You digging up a tweet from 10 years ago
to
get you fired from your job.
To shield yourself when you.
No, it's not the same. And the fact that they always say, oh, well, freedom of speech isn't freedom of consequences. Yeah, bitch. Well, here you go. Here's the freedom of consequences.
Your own medicine.
Fuck you. There you go, dude. Like, hey, it's consequence culture, right? There you go. Fuck them. I saw a video of this black lady who was cheering. Well, not cheering, but she was, it was a TikTok video. She's like, it's not going to just stop with him. Go after the kids. Go after the wife, too. Kill them all. Yeah.
No, that's not.
And she was like a young, fit-looking, healthy woman, like in her 20s. I'm like upper middle class, probably. I'm like, what in the crap? Kill the family and the kids? You fucking demon. Like, how do you reason with these people?
Okay,
You
hold
cannot
on,
do
hold on, hold on. Avira, that kind of
Yeah.
mentality is more sort of popular in places like North Korea, and that's the kind of environment you don't want to live in. Because it means
We're
if
living
your brother, if you had a family member that committed a heinous act or an act that was considered highly illegal in that sort of culture, you, for the rest of your life, are fucked. It doesn't matter if you disagree with them, you are fucked. Your children will be fucked for maybe the next 2 or 3 generations, depending on how the law actually works. So, yeah, keep with that mindset,
that's
see where
not
it gets you.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we
scary
already
stuff.
found out.
Oh yeah, you found out, and now it's not getting you the results that you think it's going to get. I mean, sure, try to kill, Kirk's wife and kids, see where that gets you, and
Yeah,
instead,
prisoners,
all
people
you're
in.
going to do is
Sorry.
just raise up more Charlie Kirks.
No, here's what's going to happen. If you kill a child for no reason whatsoever, you're going to have a very fun time in prison. And to be quite honest with you, I'd love to have a security camera on you 24/7 just to see the fallout. No,
Yeah,
seriously.
even prisoners have some kind of standards.
Oh, yeah, they do. I mean, certain type of people go in there, while they might not end up dead, they're going to end up regretting their life choices.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I mean, if you really want to know worst prisons, try the female ones. I mean, shit. They make the male ones look like play school. All right. So what more?
Never been there.
Do we have anything at least more light-hearted and less? Well, let's go with the term depressing
Right.
here.
I thought
about.
I thought the lightheartedness was just us laughing at how the furries are going to deal with the fallout, like of all these
Well, I mean,
revelations.
it's gonna be bonkers how they can
But
come up with
I'm
a mental
in agreement
calmness.
with you. Though. I think we do need a bit of levity to to keep this going, to keep our spirits up, and to just let Kirk have his rest. He deserves his rest. So we've got something for you, okay? New stuff that's coming out. I know we're gonna move away from all of this, this, all this crazy shit. So new stuff that's coming out. Super Mario Galaxy movie. Wow, they really did it. They're really gonna make a sequel to the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh, cool. So is this going to be like a direct sequel to the first one or like a different story?
It is a sequel, like that's what it's being billed as.
Okay,
Well-
so it's a continuation. It's not no time skip. It's kind of like the same. Like, do you have to watch the first one to like the second one? Is basically what I mean.
Probably not,
Well,
but
I don't know yet.
it'd be a great big help. You like any person who really loves this will just really appreciate what they're doing with it, though. And of course, I never was a big Mario fan, and yet went with a friend, watched the movie, and I was actually left pleasantly amazed.
I still think the voice actor in the first one they did was the wrong choice, but still.
But overall, it was a pretty good movie. Like a good story, good writing, all that.
Unlike the first one.
Yeah.
But we don't talk about that mess.
Oh, you mean the dinosaur one? Oh man, that what acid trip was that? Yeah, that was really funny.
Yeah, and
So is there...
That's yeah. Any other details about it, like a teaser, trailer, anything?
Yeah, they've released a trailer out of it. Though I haven't gone around to watching it yet, but it still has the same. Again, it still has the same sort of like aesthetic, artistic, animated style, and they're bringing back a lot of the same voice cast that did the movies just a few years back. Chris Pratt as Mario.
Nice. Oh, you didn't like as Mario?
No, he should have the Italian accent, or at least get some New Yorker with a thick accent, with an splash with Italian. I'm sorry, but that's Mario.
We're still wondering why why Charles Martinet is still not providing the voice in this series though. even though he is the canonical, actor in the Mario games. Yes, of course, no dragons. Jack Black and his amazing Bowser. They're bringing him back as well.
Oh, okay,
And
that makes
yeah,
sense.
I know what you want to say. Jack Black being what he is, he's kind of controversial. They really should, people say they should have replaced him because of what he said. So on and so
Okay,
on.
from what I understand, it wasn't Jack Black who made the statement, but it was his the guy he was with.
Right. Still.
So that's the downside, and then there was the whole Minecraft movie thing, which was just terrible.
Right, Steve.
Yeah, no, that was just a bad choice.
Yeah.
Do you think in the second? Do you think in the second Mario movie there's going to be another song, like Bowser's going to sing again? I mean, if they're getting Jack Black, they might as well, right?
Yeah, well, you got to put talent to use.
Right. So maybe.
Maybe we can't see all of that. Maybe we can't see a whole lot of things. Maybe we're going to see more of the new cast now that, we're exploring the Super Mario Galaxy, like a lot of the new Mario favorites. Maybe we'll see, like, Daisy, Rosalina, and a whole lot of new, fan favorites in the Mario series. That's a lot of things that people are hoping for.
Yeah, nice.
And because, it's like you said, a lot of people seem to have really enjoyed the first Mario movie, so that's a big plus.
Cool.
Yeah, I sure did.
I did not see it, but I heard it was good.
No, it is. Like, it had, impressive production value. Bowser singing, it's...
Yeah, I've seen clips.
Right,
I've seen that one.
they probably will put another song in there, and that's just like that, another musical number. But
right? Oh, they totally have
definitely
to.
will not. They definitely will not turn the game into turn the movie into a full-blown musical. No.
No, just like that one-off, just to have that in there because it's Jack Black as Bowser. I mean, come on.
Right,
Might
because
as well.
if you wanted a cartoon series or anything, whatever that would successfully be pulled off as a musical, go watch My Little Pony.
So I'm going to have to put this up, but Roger, the Wolfers are going to do what for Yoshi? Blah.
Yeah.
I imagine so.
Dick, man. Oh, come on. Yes, they're going to go and do. Yoshi's going to do what Yoshi's going to do, and yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how if they do and how they do cover Yoshi.
Right, because I didn't think I really saw Yoshi. Like, I mean, we saw the Kongs in that Super Mario Brothers movie. Yeah, and it's funny because the last movie, that movie, like, basically ended with spoiler alert if you haven't watched it, ended with Bowser being shrunk down, and and of course somehow he basically escapes, and Bowser's going to do Bowser things.
Oh yeah, he'll be fine. He'll escape to fight another day.
Yeah. Questions. Will Birdo be in it? Will Birdo be trans? That's.
Will Birdo be trans? Oh no! What if they did that?
Well, Birdo could just be a cross-dresser. I mean, come on, seriously, what's wrong with that? It's like turning around and saying
nothing.
tomboys don't exist and that people are trans. It's like, fucking hell.
They gotta make it.
That'd just be funny if they had to state it.
Yeah, they gotta make it rated at, rated all ages, PG-13 at the most, and all that, so forth and so forth. So,
well, it'll probably be rated G, right? Or is it rated PG?
Yeah.
I mean, it's Mario, so probably G, right?
Yeah, PG at the highest, if anything else, and still, it's.
Oh, I definitely got to see the first movie first, and then I'll give the second one a go. I mean, like I said, I've seen clips of it. I just never saw the full thing. When did it come out? Was it during coronavirus times?
I think I remember watching it 23, I think. And then now it's coming next year.
Okay.
Yeah, April 2026 is the hit date for this next movie.
Oh, okay. Wow. So we
Yeah.
got some time.
Right. They're announcing that they're seeing more and more titular Mario characters from the old Mario titles. Yoshi will be in it.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's the thing. No dragons. Will Wario be Antifa? Will Waluigi be part of 4chan Fred?
Oh no!
That's gonna be funny because I don't think they basically explored the scope like a very simple Bowser being the lead villain in this Mario movie. So I mean, yeah, you know what, they're expanding the scope. Good on them. See how well it's gonna play out. So that's
Alrighty, awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have too much to say about it because I haven't seen anything really. So
I know
yeah,
it's
I'll
just
check out the trailer as
it's
soon as we're
just
done
an
with this.
announcement. Like the trailer only came out last week, and you just kind of got overshadowed amidst all the all the
Yeah.
chaotic stuff that happened
Yeah.
last week. So I
Speaking
guess
of which, that is yeah,
yeah.
that is one thing. It did kind of get overshadowed. Even 9/11 got overshadowed too. Like there used to be a lot of ceremonies and memories, memorial stuff like that going on. But not even
Well,
this year. Like it was kind of low.
as time goes on, people generally sort of distance themselves from things.
Yeah, it's been 24 years, so it's been almost a quarter of a decade. Sorry, a quarter of a century. Sorry.
And I
Yeah.
Quarter of a
remember a
century.
kid when that happened.
Wow.
I remember when
Yeah.
a few days afterwards, Play School got dragged through the coals because of a little thing they did, which was they had all these giant buildings made of cardboard, and they were walking around them, and they were flying planes through them, and they're like, should you have done that? It's like, we like make plans for this sort of stuff months in advance, so we can't tell of a fucking terrorist attack that drops out of nowhere.
Wait a minute. Whoa, hold on. Wait, what was that? There was like a mural or something? Or throwing planes at buildings? What was
No,
this?
so the scene was basically some cardboard buildings, and you had the
Okay,
two
cardboard building.
showrunners, and this was at least the one that aired in Australia, and they had cardboard planes, and they were they were flying them around the buildings.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right. I mean, before 9/11, that would have seemed totally normal and fine. So,
Yeah, but
all right,
when
I
it
get
happened,
it
it was
well, in
bad.
hindsight, it looks weird.
The
Yeah, well, I
problem
could imagine
is
the
that
backlash.
the news article made it clear that, look, we make the plans months in advance prior to the episode even being filmed. So, we weren't doing this out of any kind of, narcissistic behavior. It's just terrorist attack happened. We weren't made aware of it before it happened. So, sorry.
Yeah, and the uncanny similarity, it's just a coincidence. It wasn't their fault, of course. It just happened to be that way, which is weird, but
And people can't accept those sort of facts today. So,
Yeah, everyone's so sensitive. Oh, I can't. All right, whatever. Everyone's a wimp.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how people in entertainment seem to have supposed, it's so uncanny. Like, but then again, people were predicting that sort of thing, like people were predicting 9/11, like from even
it
like
wasn't a
way
prediction.
years back.
Look, Joel, it goes back to the fact that the CIA and some other groups decided to turn around and look, all right, how would someone attack the US? Oh, they could turn around, hijack a commercial airliner, and then smack it into the two towers. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of other things as well.
Yeah.
I mean, any government
they
that's
plan
not
like
sitting
contingencies.
there, no government in their right mind would not turn around and have a think tank thinking how, either a country, an individual, or a group would turn around and just launch attacks against their own country. What's vulnerable? How would they go about? How would they do it?
Yeah, war games. They would test out scenarios, stuff like that, how to counter them. Their whole process. Yeah, of course, it's basic training and exercises. I'm sure they have all kinds of different plans of like how it could be and what would happen. So they plan for stuff, just in case.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. Yeah. Well,
All right. Anyway, I suppose that's all we've got for the week. Wow.
it went by pretty quick.
Yeah. I would say so too. And
I'd
yet,
say this last week did actually. But yeah.
I mean, for me, it definitely did. Like the week just flew, and it was just kind of what it is, though. I will say this, just to close, things out. I just want to see just how interesting things are gonna get within Furry amidst all of this, like going forward.
I can't wait to see next week, to be honest. The end of next week. Just to find if anything else decided to smack out of the building or whatever.
Oh,
Fall
yeah.
from grace.
I really want to see what crazy stuff happens during convention space where this all just where it has where it's gonna have like the biggest spectacle. They might get a massive PR disaster again. They might, all that stuff. Wild.
Well, there was at least one good thing that came out of this week. A particular feline furry decided to make their own little speech about how to fix the furry fandom, and doubtful anyone's going to listen to them, unfortunately.
Everybody's just wondering. It's it's funny because not many people inside furry seem to are basically doing the whole introspective thing, looking inward and asking, how do we fix this? How do we fix the environment that that's here right now, what we've created even? And by we, I don't mean the royal we. I mean the furry fandom at large, the con organizers, all of that, Kage.
How about hold people accountable for their actions instead of turning around and going, "Oh, you have that, so we're going." And yeah, also stop dressing like fucking Nazis for God's sake. Sorry to say this, but when you plaster your chest with a shit ton of badges and you have like the loud colors and you try to be, that's what a Nazi dress. That's how Nazis dress. Loud and proud.
Yeah,
I think modesty would be a problem, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for those listening and wondering what that video is, I think we should put a link in the description for it. It's basically his take on having different opinions than some others in this fandom and being targeted, harassed, and attacked. And he does mention members of our group as well. Of course, the Furry Raiders, we've been harassed and attacked by, radical alt-lefties all the time. It happens. We're just normal furs, but it is what it is, right? So he had some very good points about that, about... I highly recommend you watch it.
I personally
As
love
for,
it.
It was great. Huh?
I personally love the fact that we used to have people who turn around and get like 3 or 4 people join the group all of a sudden, and they'd sit around for a few days. Some Nazi shit would get posted. They'd turn around, screenshot it, and run and post that on Twitter. I kind of miss those, to be honest.
I mean, it happens. We get trolls and shit. People post memes and shit all the time. I've never actually come across too many of those things on Twitter, whatever, Telegram. But it is what it is. It happens sometimes. Kind of goofy, but whatever.
We did recently have a couple of people sort of sign up and cause trouble.
Yeah, but even just for being a part of the Raiders, you can get harassed and bullied simply because they don't like us, because we put furry first and self-expression is valuable to us. We don't like censorship, and apparently that's bad, so they want to censor us for not liking censorship. Kind of weird, but that's the reality we live in.
I think the issue is the fact that we practice free speech.
Yeah, that's why they hate us. Same with Charlie, Same thing. He just wanted to talk. What the fuck? Or at least, be himself and not have to live in fear of being killed. I mean, that's a bummer. As for what furries should do in this situation, this looks bad on the fandom. All right, as I said before, we can't really defend this. But think about when the last time furries were in the news. most people could remember, it was probably the litter box situation. So it's in recent memory that, okay, last I heard about, well, what was it, those furries, the litter boxes? Oh, now they're trans and now they're killers. Okay, and they dress up as animals for a sex thing. That's what they are. And that's what the media is saying right now. So how people are going to mitigate that, despite us having a relatively good or a more positive outlook or perspective on the media in recent years, I think this kind of took a turn in a very negative direction. And Kage is not going to be very happy about this. But it's hard to defend it when a lot of the furry fandom, unfortunately, has become the degenerate assholes that the media is saying that we are. I mean, not all,
Can
but
you,
a good portion, sadly.
Avera, this wasn't in the furry community, but I do remember some artist, this was a professional artist on their Twitter page, I think it was, listed their fetish.
Mhm.
Liking butts, and it's like, why would you like mention that?
That doesn't make any. What does this relate to? An artist just posted his fetish online. People do it all the time.
Yeah, it's like, why would you need to do that?
Maybe he does particular type of artwork, and if people are interested in
Yeah, they
that,
were
that's what they would ask
professional.
him for.
They were an artist in a professional sense in media, not like general making money from it.
Right. It's like It's like
I
they
don't
don't know how to distinguish between a thing their their public facing account and one that should be like behind closed doors. But
Yeah,
furries
that's
never
just a
really good
weird
at
thing
that
to
stuff.
post.
I mean,
Yeah, it's a weird thing to post publicly, I guess. Like, I wouldn't
shit,
say
like,
that.
they had, the guy that Tyler Robinson followed put all this stuff, gay furry out on the banner of his FA page.
Yep.
No.
Granted, a lot of furries do that. It's very common, so that just makes sense. The fact he posted for gay furry art. Wait, so I'd love to see the kind of things he was interested in. Like, who was this guy, really? You can really get a psychological profile of what people are interested
Yeah,
in.
I mean,
Like, what was his persona?
they actually got his psychological profile just by looking at the bullet casings. Like notice
Well, yeah,
Woe,
totally.
and the Antifa themes, Hey Fascist Catch, Bella Ciao.
Yep.
And the last one, the one bullet says, if you're reading this, you're gay, LMAO.
You know
what the
if
fuck?
Charlie Kirk is a fascist, I'm a Nazi. Seriously, go listen to the way the dude speaks.
Yeah, he was such a godly, good man. He really was. He was so polite. I mean, he was funny, and he was, abrupt, and he can be, aggressive, but politely. He just knew his stuff. Oh, so what a loss to the world, man. How sad. He would have been president one day. I know it. He definitely would have been president.
You know what's funny? One of the YouTubers I watch is black and gay. And he had an interaction.
Yeah.
He did a video about his interaction with Charlie Kirk. It's the only reason why he started his YouTube channel.
Yes, I saw that same video. I know who you're talking to. Amir, I think his name is.
Yeah, I can't pronounce his name. That's why I didn't say it.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Dude.
Oh,
awesome.
But Charlie Kirk's a racist. And he's a bigot. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Shut up. I'm so done with these wackos. I don't care. Yeah, you're a racist Nazi transphobe. Fuck you. Okay, sure. Okay, like, I can't with these idiots anymore. I'm just so done. Like, the fatigue has been so fatigued to beyond fatiguing. Ugh. Seriously. So let me freaking live alone in peace.
All right. So I guess that pretty much is a good wrap for any of that, though, and I think we've all said our piece.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I've had my ramble now.
Yes,
or
we
it's got it out of my system.
And that's a good time to close this on a note for this week. So, with that said, our episodes are available on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Play.fm, iHeartRadio, BitChute, and more later down the line. And that's all we've got. So, hopefully, till now, farewell until next time.
Bye.
Bye.